Jeff Bezos tweets a few moments ago that he's getting divorced.
Yeah, that was somewhat surprising. Mr. Bezos telling us after 25 years, he and his wife Mackenzie are going to be divorced. You know, I was talking to you, asking you, Carl, is it a news story? And I guess it is, in the sense of certainly, you know, you wonder, and there's a statement, we want to make people aware of a development in our lives, family and close friends know, long period of loving exploration. He goes on to say, in trial separation, they've decided to divorce and continue to share their lives as friends. You know, you wonder any distraction from something like that. Certainly when you're running a hedge fund, your investors care if you're getting divorced. Not clear that that's the case with Amazon, certainly. But he no longer will be the richest man in the world, I guess, is one outcome that one would assume of the divorce. Yeah,
I'm told, I guess the laws in Washington state are sort of community property based. So sort of just go down the middle for assets that have been accrued during the course of the marriage.
Yeah, Mackenzie Bezos will become one of the richest people in the world. Unclear what and where her interests may lie in terms of that. But don't want to make light of it. Listen, you know, I don't care if you're the richest guy in the world or not. Getting divorced is never fun, I'm sure.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jim, though, there has been...
Say again, I don't, actually. I would defer to you and some of the experiences of my other close friends, Jim, in that statement, but thankfully I'm not aware.
Yeah, nobody gets married to get divorced. Do you know that Amazon stock was up nicely off of an analyst note before this tweet? You know, it's a courageous thing to tweet this. It is, I don't know what else to say other than the fact that he didn't need to do it. It's kind of a bold thing to do, but it did reverse the stock and send it down on a day that it would otherwise be up. And it's kind of actually impacting the FANG stocks because Apple was up too, although Apple, of course, is trading off of the Nikkei story about estimate cuts. But, you know, I don't know what to say. I mean, the man tweeted it. You didn't need to. And, you know, a lot of times you kind of don't really kind of talk about it. Kind of, you know? I mean, kind of. I mean, you know what I mean? Kind of.
Yeah. I do.
This is a moment where we'll turn to a man who covers wealth for us and has for many years. That's our own Robert Frank. Robert, you got any intelligence on this or any thoughts about it?
Yeah, Carl, not so much answers at this point, more about what questions we're going to ask. So they live in Washington, so that Washington divorce law and marital law applies. Now, Washington state is a community property state, which means that any wealth that he earned during their marriage, remember, Amazon started after they were married, will become community property. Half of it goes to her. So let's say that his stake in Amazon is worth $150 billion. Technically, she would get $75 billion or $80 billion of that. Now, it's also a no-fault state, so that means whatever he or she did during the marriage that caused this divorce, if there was something like that, that would not be an issue during the divorce. Now, one of the big questions that will be asked here is, if you divided his share in the company, his stake in the company by half, and that reduced his effective control of the company, that would devalue that asset as a whole. So the question going forward for divorce attorneys on both sides will be not just if you split it in half, what's that worth, but what is the premium for his control of that company? And if he loses an equity stake in that company, will that effectively reduce the entire asset value for both of them? So the value of his control will be what divorce attorneys will focus on. Again, maybe they've already worked all this out, but it is a community property, equitable distribution state in Washington. So that means technically she could get half.